In this video, I will be describing how to navigate the periodic table by period and by group. So the first thing that we need to know is that the rows of the periodic table are called periods. So let's go ahead and write that down. Down here we will say that periods equals rows. Now you might be wondering, why is it not just called a row? Why is it called a period instead? And it is because that the properties of elements actually repeat periodically. And so there are 7 periods. So we should note that. There are 7 periods on the periodic table. And we are going to label them top to bottom. So first period is at the top, second period, third period, fourth period, fifth period, sixth period, seventh period. So all of those are periods. So if we were to look, for example, at carbon over here, carbon is in the second period. The columns of the periodic table are called groups. So groups equals the columns. Remember that columns go up and down because columns are what hold buildings up. So I'll just draw a little up and down for that. There are 18 groups on the periodic table. There's actually a little bit more than that, but for our typical one. And we're going to count them left to right. So on the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And so we can use the periods and groups as kind of a battleship grid to help us identify or find elements within the periodic table. Let's do a quick example of that. So for our example, we are going to do which element is in the 14th group and third period. All right, well, let's go find out. So 14th group means that it's in the 14th row. So we're going to count across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that means that we're going to be looking somewhere in this column here. Now we need to use that extra piece of information that it is in the third period, and this is the really tricky part. When we count periods, don't forget to count this first row, right? We might be tempted to count straight down, but remember, we're actually starting at period 2 here. So we're going to go 1, 2 is carbon, and 3. So we're looking at all the elements. Third period means we're looking at all the elements that are in this third row. So we see now where there is a connection here. Oops, I used the wrong color for that, but that's all right. We see his connection. So our answer is that the element in the 14th group in the third period is silicon, which has the chemical symbol capital S lowercase I. Let's do one more. Let's do this one. Example. What period and row for, let's do oxygen. And oxygen has chemical symbol O. So the first thing we need to do is we need to find oxygen on the table. I'll give you a minute to look on your own periodic table and see if you can't find it. Do you have a chance to find it? It is, let's highlight it, it is right here. So over kind of on the right side of the table, 3 from the right, and the second one down. All right, so we need to find the period. So to find the period, we're going to again count down. Remember, we got to include this top row. So it's 1, 2 down. So it's in the second period. And now we have to count across left to right to find oxygen. So again, we're going to start over here. We're starting with Li. It was 1, 2. Again, we still have to count this middle bit. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's in the 16th group. So group number 16. So we would say that oxygen is in the second period and the 16th group. That pretty much covers how to navigate the periodic table by periods and groups. Next, we will practice these skills.